YouTube, welcome to episode 115 of The Heart of a Family. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. Um, how was your day?
It was good. Busy, productive. Got a little workout in. Did some weights today. Light weights. Got to start light so I don't re-injure my shoulder.
Hmm.
But I'm getting them lines on my, getting them, what's that up here? What's that, what you call it? That's a clavicle.
Veins?
What?
What are you talking about?
Veins. I'm talking about that indention right there. The lines, you can see my line. I'm getting that, the font.
Defined, tone.
I'm cut.
Hmm.
I'm cut.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm getting that little cut. Getting that little cut. What about you? How was your day?
It was good. Worked a little bit for a couple hours. That was pretty much it, and went to boxing.
Um, yeah, it was good. Let's see what we're gonna talk about. Let me see. I was telling you about the 11 students involved in hazing in high school, lacrosse players. And we need to look at that video tomorrow, the footage of this Texas deputy unaliving an unarmed man. That just popped up on my phone. It was in Henderson, Texas. But this thing say it was in September 2022. I guess they just releasing the video.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll send it to you tomorrow. And I guess we can do the stocks when there's more people on.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see.
Trying to find that one little article. Ooh, let's see. No, I'm pulling everything up. Ooh, this thing say Pennsylvania man pleaded guilty to defrauding the United States government over 1 million in SNAP and Medicare benefits. Have you seen that?
Uh-uh.
It says, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, James Sessoms, 60 of Philadelphia, pled guilty today to one count of supplemental nutrition assistance program SNAP fraud, 7 counts of false statements in connection with health care benefits, and 7 counts of Social Security fraud.
Hmm. Well, I wonder how he got caught.
Let me see. It says he was charged by indictment with those offenses after he used stolen identities and social security numbers to file for SNAP and Medicaid benefits. The office says Sessom sold the fraudulently acquired SNAP cards for profit at a local supermarket, stealing over 1 million in total benefits.
Hmm. Wonder how much
Mm-hmm.
time he gonna get.
It said, ooh, it says he's scheduled to be sentenced on August the 21st. and faces a maximum possible term of 90 years imprisonment.
90 years?
Why don't they just say life?
But for that,
Yeah. 90 years. That's what it said.
people commit murder and get less.
I
Our justice
know.
system messed up.
That's why I said the system don't make sense to me sometimes. I know that's a crime, but I'm just like 90 years. And you have people that commit, like you said, the act of unaliving and to spend maybe 25, 30 max and then go up for parole and get out. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. And then you got these government officials doing fraud and stuff. They go in and get right back out. That's crazy. Let's see what else. The SNAP and Medicaid benefits. Um, let's see. Uh, they still talking about Shadur. He went off the mini camp. Is that what they call it? Mini camp?
Hmm?
Mini camp. I guess he arrived in where he playing who is Shador
Cleveland.
playing for? Cleveland? Yeah, he arrived in Cleveland today. Let's start mini camp. Hmm. Let's see. Oh, it says Beyonce Beehives fight after concert. Oh, I'm gonna have to send you this video tomorrow so we can play it. We'll show the video tomorrow of that. Let's
Hmm.
see. Um, what you got to talk about?
I was about to click on this video.
What?
Husband attempts to murder wife by electrocution.
What?
Uh-huh.
What is wrong with people? Why don't people just leave? But I guess, well, I was gonna say for the insurance money, but I'm pretty sure that'll be easy to figure out that he tried to electrocute her. That's crazy. Where is it at?
I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. It won't play.
I don't know. Hold on.
Um, do you be taking Cleo out when it rains?
Yeah, but she don't like to go.
So what they do, just hold it?
I mean, I try to make her go.
But so you stand out there with her in the rain?
No, I don't. I open the door and tell her go potty.
Well, this little nut ain't fixing to just stand out there by itself.
Well,
Okay, the husband attempts to unalive wife.
Whoa.
What you just heard was an electrical arc created by a homemade booby trap. However, the intended target was Michael Wilson's pregnant wife, Ashley. Someone had attempted to murder Ashley and her unborn baby by electrocution. Michael's erratic behavior and obsession with her cheating made him the #1 suspect. On December 26, 2017, Flagler County deputies responded to a 911 call from Ashley's stepfather, John.
Okay.
And I have a key.
She's had trouble with her kind of estranged husband.
She's
And we talked to
divorced.
Officer Jacobs.
So they're not divorced.
No, but
Okay.
he left. He left about a month ago.
He left.
Okay.
This is a really twisted story. But anyway, she went to Tennessee for Christmas,
He was up there.
and he was actually there. But on the
When
way
he
back,
found out that she was there, he came to town.
Michael, who had recently been diagnosed with a mental illness, made some disturbing comments to Ashley about what she would find at her house, so she called John to check it out.
No, I'm mule kicking you. I think they just called us.
There's something.
Whoa.
What's that?
I don't know, but it popped. Something popped. No, something actually popped.
There's something up there.
that's the baby's.
There's something on that table.
Yeah,
Is
Sharon.
that keys in the door?
I wish I had my scoop camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I heard the key.
You know, no, he rigged up the there's electrical cords rigged up. That's
Yeah,
what it
there's
was.
something on this table right here. You see, it's like a battery.
That's a
That's a power source.
it's an inverter. Is it an inverter? Huh. All right. Stand by.
Yeah, there-
So wait, what was his thought process behind this? Because one, who has access to the house? Two, are there cameras watching the door to see when you last left? Three, who else would be responsible for this?
Somebody that's crazy. That's all I can say.
As long as I got permission to go in, I'm doing it.
yeah, there's a wire, a fold.
It was immediately clear that someone had tampered with the door's locking mechanism using electrical components. One set of wires appeared to be from a cut lamp, typically used for a salt rock lamp in a nearby bedroom. A second set of wires with clamps was connected to the locking mechanism. The rigging was designed so that when a person inserted a key into the top door lock and touched the bottom door handle, they would complete the circuit. This would allow electrical current to flow through the bottom.
I'm confused. So where he at?
He not there.
Huh?
But my thing is like, how was you gonna get away with this? Because if you would have electrocuted her, she would have been right there on the front doorstep. What were you
Right.
going to do? Come back and check and get rid of everything? Or let the police figure it out like they just did either way?
That is crazy. He rigged the door. So who keys was those in the door?
Body, potentially fatal if both parts were touched at the same time. This information was confirmed for detectives by an expert at the power company. If the contraption had worked the way it was supposed to, it had the potential to kill Ashley as well as her baby.
And if that firearm obviously is missing, if we discovered that the firearm was with someone other than your daughter, would you like to pursue charges for the theft? Okay. That's all I need from that. Anything else you want to add? Or
Can I do anything on my other stuff that he's taken?
what stuff do you take?
My iPhone, my iPad, and a laptop.
How long ago was it? Same thing? Same night?
No, that's when he originally left. Because he worked for me. These were work items. I told him, Michael, if you come back, it's fine. But if you don't, those are my things. And he never came back, so I formally terminated him through my payroll company. And once he's terminated, I still hasn't returned my stuff. And now last night, we discovered the laptop was actually at Ashley's house. He came, he took that when he was there. So
Okay, so
he took the iPhone and the iPad when he originally left, and I texted saying, I'll leave it in the truck when I leave and all this stuff, and he didn't. But then the laptop, he left at home when he left to go to Ohio or whatever, and then this past time when he was there, it's gone. So he took it.
Detective Blanton also spoke with John, who explained that they had attempted to enter but never made contact with both parts of the door's locking mechanism at the same time. John also mentioned noticing smart cameras in the toilet, which he had retrieved and discarded in the kitchen trash. In the main bedroom, Detective Blanton noticed love letter-style sticky notes and letters scattered across the bed, along with a photo album. One open page showed pictures of Michael Wilson and Ashley together during her pregnancy. The search of the home also revealed that Ashley's gun had been stolen along with a laptop. At this point, Ashley was still returning from a trip to Tennessee where she spent Christmas with her father and Michael. Ashley stopped by the sheriff's department to speak with detectives as soon as she got back. Michael would have only had about 20 hours in that time span to drive to Florida and back to Tennessee to rig the contraption. Ashley realized that she needed to take his threats seriously this time when Michael knew where she hid her gun even though she never told anyone. Michael's warning to Ashley to only use the front door and make sure his daughter wasn't in her arms was a key indicator he had done something sinister.
what's it like at home home
What?
with Michael? Like, what's the history with that? Y'all get along well, or?
Before this,
What an idiot.
So, he, oh my goodness. So he gonna warn her not to open the door with the other baby. That is crazy.
Why, like, how you gonna do that?
I mean, barring the last 2 months, I mean, he was perfect. Great dad, great husband, great provider, very passive, just a sweet guy. Now, he had an event in October, and he kind of fell out on the floor. It was almost like a seizure or a stroke, almost like a TIA, and he refused to go to the emergency room that night. And after that event, it was night and day. He started becoming more aggressive. His whole behavior changed, his whole demeanor. Where before he was very patient with Harper, very, patient with me. He would get irritated easier. He would fall off the handle. He wouldn't come home from work when he normally would. He'd stay out later. It was just a complete night and day.
What about what's different than him?
Well, before this, he hasn't worked in a month. But before this, he worked for my stepdad as a field supervisor for his construction business, for my stepdad's construction business at Coastal Cable.
Okay. And what do you do? You stay home
I
long?
was a stay-at-home mom until this happened. Then I went to work for my stepdad.
Okay.
I'm an office manager there at Coastal Cable now.
Since October? Or since?
The beginning of December, which is actually when he left at the end of November.
Okay.
He went and saw his primary for the follow-up, and his primary diagnosed him as a paranoid schizophrenic.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
So why even bring up the stroke then?
Huh?
Why even bring up the stroke then if later on he was diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic? Because that may be why he had those mood shifts and night and day differences. And
Yep, I think
I don't think it was a stroke now that the doctors diagnosed him as a paranoid
he
schizophrenic.
had it all along.
Yeah.
Because you ain't just gonna pop up with that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
High blood pressure. And when he got that diagnosis, it was completely different. He called me and he said, "There's no way this is right. This is quack doctor. You've set me up," which had kind of been a running thing the last week or so prior to this. He had begun saying I was trying to poison him. My stepdad was trying to kidnap him. People.
Yep. He has it.
And need to be on medication. Wow. That's
Did I show you that one where this dude like pretty much killed his whole family and then buried them in the backyard and like he was real life schizophrenic though. Like he kept on saying
no.
some stuff out of the ordinary and
What he was seeing, he was seeing stuff or whatever.
yeah, he was seeing stuff, saying people were talking to him. And in the interview in the police room like this, nobody's in there but he's still talking to himself. And then why he kicked the wall out and escaped through the wall. He kicked a hole in the wall and tried to escape.
Wow. And people like that are strong
Mm-hmm.
and aggressive.
People were out to get him. People were watching the house. He'd become very paranoid. So when he got this diagnosis, he was adamant about wanting to get a second opinion. I said, "Well, there's no neurologist that's going to see you today." I said, "You can go to the emergency room." And so my stepdad and mom called him and said, because I was sick with pneumonia at the time with the baby, and they said they would go with him to the emergency room at Halifax. And he said, okay. So he went and met them at the emergency room. And I guess during that process, he became very irritable, said that he had been kidnapped and drugged there against his will. And when my stepdad and mom left, because they had drove him there, he'd met him at the shop before, he said, just call me when they discharge you and I'll come and get you. He never called. He just left the hospital and started walking, and then I think got an Uber. He went to the shop, which is where his truck was, and sat there. At that time, he had texted me a few texts saying that I better not be at the house when he gets there, and some other things that were kind of reading between the lines of it may get violent. So I called my stepdad and told him what was going on and asked him if he'd heard from him because he was supposed to pick him up. And when he called the hospital, they had said that he had left. So he found out that he was at the shop. I guess somebody at the shop that was there had called my stepdad. And he let me know, and we had decided that maybe getting him Baker acted was in his best interest. I mean, he's just very sick.
Get him what?
And at that point, he had kind of become a danger to, was in the best interest. And he let me know, and we had decided that maybe getting him Baker acted was in his best interest. I mean, he's just very. He let me know, and we had decided that
Is she saying vapor active?
maybe getting him Baker acted was in the best. He let me know, and we had decided that maybe getting him Baker acted was in the best.
Oh, Baker acted.
Oh, Baker active. Oh, okay.
In his best interest. I mean, he's just very sick. And at that point, he had kind of become a danger to himself and others. So before we could get everything kind of going and set in stone, he just up and left the shop, got an Uber and left. After that, it was him just sending me texts saying that I had set him up. It was a kidnap job. I would have been poisoning him. My mother and stepdad had overdosed him. And he had stayed in town, I guess. I found out this after the fact, but he had stayed in town for a few days. That happened on a Thursday, I believe. But on Sunday, he left to go to Ohio, which is where he has family. And he had been there for the last 3 weeks leading up to the Christmas event. So we had text back and forth, and it kind of ranged from him from, I want to come back, I want to get better, I want to be a family, I want things to be like they used to be too. I'm going to put you in jail for what you did, poisoning me and kidnapping me, setting me up to be kidnapped. It just kind of ran the gambit. But I went up there on Thursday nights.
This past Thursday?
This past Thursday, to go up there for Christmas with my dad. And I had talked to him. He had seemed pretty lucid, although it's kind of hard to tell with him. Sometimes he can be as lucid as me and you. And then if you talk to him long enough, he just kind of spirals.
After the information from Ashley was gathered, detectives issue a warrant for Michael's arrest. Detectives find that on Michael's Facebook account, he already changed his relationship status to widowed, making it clear that he knew exactly what his intent was.
What are you talking about? Just tell me what's going on. Why are you trying to get into my account? What's going on is because you start with my account, you deleted my fucking account. Your email is associated with the cover of my passwords. So that's why it's showing up on your Gmail and you spend the time a bitch. Oh. That's why. Wow. I believe your secrets, they were linked.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to slow this down.
Email is associated with the cover of my passwords. So that's why it's showing up on your Gmail and you spend the time a bitch. Oh. That's why. Wow. I believe your secrets, they were linked. I think your shit, I see all of it. You hear me? I'm sick of you. I want you out completely forever. You guys are going. And everybody else that I know of. You're going to prison, so it doesn't really matter. You won't have anybody here. I'm going to prison. Hey, buddy, you better be watching your ass because you know what? You're coming after kids. You're coming after kids. All right. Okay, where are you? Where are you then? Let me tell you where you're going. Tell me where you are. I'll come meet your fucking ass and beat you into the ground like the damn pussy you are.
Is that the wife talking?
Good. Good. Go. Please go. I'll have the police take you up there, okay? Sure. Go ahead. I already talked to Daytona. I've already talked to Orman. Orman's on their way to your home.
Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with, guys. So if you could get Luby under control, I'm down. I filed for a temporary protection order. Sergeant Miller will be in touch with you from Flagler County. If you need something and have a serious conversation, then get Crazy off my Gmail account and quit having her hack it. I have to reset it every 5 minutes. It's hard to do that. It's hard to do anything when I can't even have my Gmail account. I would love to see Harper. I would love to see the kids. But unfortunately, I fear for my life because Jay said the life insurance policy was canceled, and it is not. Everything I have is on recording. Everything I have is on video. So tip me, I am going to the law. It's gotten ugly. I'm sorry, Ashley. I think we could have worked this out, but I don't see us working this out with your family sticking their nose in the middle of it. ATF is after Jay, and I tell you what, it's not looking good for anybody down there, and especially with stuff like this. Only thing I can do is use my rights and show them all of the...
Hold on, Kia.
Huh?
You still at work?
Now I'm home now.
About to say.
Yeah,
That BS again.
Oh, yeah, that man, yeah, he's mental. He's mental.
Yeah.
Who was that?
His husband jerry-rigged the front door so when somebody puts a key in it and touches the doorknob, they get electrocuted.
Dang.
He tried to unalive his wife.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
evidence.
Detectives were able to ping Michael's phone to a location in Knoxville, Tennessee, where Knoxville police arrested him in a parking lot outside of a resource center. A search revealed a small bag of meth in his shoe, as well as the stolen laptop, stolen company phone, and ammunition. During a controlled call, Detective Blanton had Ashley call Michael to see if he would admit to going into the home and tampering with the electrical device, but he denies ever being in Florida.
Did you go inside?
She wasn't there.
Did you go inside?
No, she wasn't there.
I mean, even to pick up, you forgot something, or I mean, because you've been kind of. She brought you some shit, but I mean, I know me. If I were gone for a week or so, I would need
the house out.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be a single piece of clothing left on a hanger if I was to go in there and get my stuff. I assure you.
Well, this is what I'm being told you did. Is that you set a door up to electrocute your wife.
I set a door up?
Yeah.
How
Set
do you
a door
do that?
knob. A doorknob up to electric, so she'd get
Right,
electrocuted.
2 fingerprints. She told me she's got camera footage. Fingerprints.
Well, and I'm sure they're doing some lab stuff. You see the guy's got gloves on. They're doing it.
Please, fingerprints.
So you're telling me you didn't have anything to do with this?
No.
Listen, no, but
He said no. Oh my goodness. I don't know if what did they diagnose him with?
So step 2 is we have your cell phone data. You were not in whatever you said you were. Step 3, you do have your DNA.
Fingerprint.
have you heard from her today?
Yeah, she was very apologetic.
We
The other day she said something about a bomb. She said there was a bomb in her house.
She said something to you about a bomb?
Bomb in her house.
When
I
did
said-
when did she say that?
Last night. I don't know if it was by the time she got there. Like I said, my times are kind of messed up and
But
stuff.
she told you last night that there was a bomb in her house.
Yeah. Last night while she was still on the road going, and then I called.
So how would she have found out about that?
Hell if I know. I'm telling you, they're setting me up. This is bullshit. So a battery charger hooked to a door is gonna.
I don't know, or is it? You tell me. It looks to me like that may be into electrical outlet, into standard
Like,
wiring.
this is mine from my boat that I had.
Did he just admitted that that's his from a boat that he got? Did he just say that?
Yeah, he said he claimed that was his. So, who put that there? You were set up, right? Let's see.
Yep, that's what he said. It was set
That's
up.
my charger from my boat, from my 17-foot back charger.
So that red,
That red, I bought this at Harbor Freight. That's mine. So that's, I mean, my fingerprints are going to be on that either way. See, that's what I'm telling you. Why would I do the front door? I didn't go in. What's this and this?
But see now, wait a minute. First you told me you drove by. Now you changed your story on me a little
Doesn't
bit.
matter, it's my house, it's not his fault.
I know, but you changed your story on me. You could have
Doesn't
said,
matter.
look, I went in the garage. You didn't have to say that. So you ultimately spent a little
I
bit more
thought she
time
was cheating on me, sir.
Okay.
I thought she was running around on me, and she obviously was, because where would she be other than home? With my daughter. My daughter. She's just out running around with men or what?
Shopping, food,
Getting a
back
pedicure
to the family's house. Hello.
at work.
She's been known to be pretty promiscuous.
Did you do this?
No.
Even to scare her?
Nope. That is not even harmful. First off, you can take that battery charger and hook it up to that door as much as you wanted. It's not going to push current through it. Do you know why? You know how electricity works.
Now you're proving that you know how.
How to do it.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my, See, but if I was the police officer, I would have been like, so tell me how you would do it. How it would
You
work.
got to explain how current works, and if he wanted to do it, he would have done this and that, and
Works. Okay, then clearly you know that's a hoax. There's nothing.
Michael is brought in for questioning with Detective Washam of the Knoxville Police Department. Unbeknownst to Michael, Flagler County detectives were able to secure a search warrant for his phone and laptop. Photos found on Michael's phone showed a picture of Ashley with a skull face he had drawn on her, possibly symbolizing her intended death. It also revealed search results where he Googled how to set a booby trap with a charge, and text messages expressing his opinions on her alleged cheating. Michael doesn't really make much sense, and when asked why he did it, he explains to Detective Washam that he believes his wife was cheating on him and was pregnant with someone else's baby. He also claimed that his mini-stroke was a result of his wife and her parents trying to poison him to cash out the life insurance policy they took out on him. Together with the drugs and mental illness diagnosis, Michael thought they were out to get him. GPS placed Michael in Florida on December 23rd, where he also stopped at a tattoo shop he previously worked for. Without a doubt, Michael was the one to place the trap and intimidate his wife. Even with the concrete evidence, Michael was tried for attempted murder but found guilty on a lesser charge of attempted aggravated battery. He received credit for jail time served and was able to get out on parole in 2020. While in jail, he placed a recorded phone call to his mother and revealed where the stolen gun was located. Knoxville police successfully located the stolen firearm and returned it. As far as we know, Ashley has since relocated and attempted to hide from Michael for fear he may...
Wow. So he got out on time served,
That made me mad.
and he's setting up somebody's electrocution, and you had a man do SNAP benefit fraud and Medicaid fraud, and he's possibly facing 90 years. That don't even add up.
Sure don't.
That don't even add up. Because he ain't gonna do nothing but get out again and meet somebody else, another woman, and be like that towards her.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And he definitely don't need no meth.
Man,
Yeah, that's crazy. Mm.
make no sense.
Nope.
Did they say how much time he did serve?
No, it just
He said, what, time served?
it said just
But
time served. So the
yeah, they
length
didn't
of
tell
time
the.
he was probably sitting there going through the court process. That's crazy. Because that should have been well, then nobody died. I mean, get unalive. But I'm like, he thought that whole process out. And then Google searching booby traps and stuff.
We do this one later on.
What's that one?
Wanda discovers her 14-year-old son is a mass killer.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I wonder, did y'all see that article that I sent in the WhatsApp thing where that boy, how old was he? Walking out with a pamper or something on, and they didn't even know who his parents were. Yeah, it says Tulsa police looking for parents of a found toddler.
Yeah, the little black boy.
Mm-hmm. I wonder,
I saw
did they
the
find
picture.
him
I
still
didn't read the
there?
story. I just saw the picture.
I wonder, did they find them, the parents?
We'll have to pick this up on tomorrow's episode.
Yeah, I'll come back and report on that. And the hazing.
Yeah.
Who's getting hazed?
It was 11 students.
Make sure y'all
in
like, comment, share, and subscribe
some high
to
school.
all this.
Oh yeah, killed some high school in I think New York, and the DA was giving them 48 hours to turn themselves in.
Dang.
Yeah.
One family.
Endless
Connections.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. All right.
All right.